Open your start menu right now. What do you see? If I take a look at the list of apps here, I see many unwanted apps and apps to just integrate AI or AI features into Windows 11. Take for example, Copilot right here. I've got Copilot, and then later down the list, I've also got Microsoft 365 Copilot. Don't know whether it needs to be two. Then you've also got Microsoft Clipchamp, which also has AI features baked into it, not to mention Microsoft Edge. And if you open Paint, you'll see that Copilot is also integrated into the Paint app, as well as if you open Notepad, you'll find Copilot integrated into the Notepad application too. And if that's not bad enough, if you have a Copilot Plus PC or a PC with a neural processing unit, then Recall could be quietly saving snapshots automatically in the background of everything you do. So Microsoft has silently been filling Windows 11 with AI apps that we never asked for. And today I'm going to show you how to get rid of all of them. Now, I built a free tool called Winhance that handles all of this. If you've seen my channel before, you already know about it. But if you haven't, Winhance is a Windows enhancement utility that debloats, optimizes, and customizes Windows. The simplest way to install Winhance is to just come over to the official downloads page, which is winhance.net. And then you can just copy this PowerShell command right here. Once you've done that, right click on the Start button, then open either the terminal or PowerShell as admin, accept any prompts that you might get, and then inside of the PowerShell window here you can just right click and it will paste the command. Then you can press enter to start the download. Now here you'll be prompted whether you want to do a normal installation or a portable installation. For the purposes of this video, I'm just going to press 1 to do a normal installation and then press enter, so it starts downloading and installing Winhance. Winhance will also automatically launch after it's been installed, and then this is the user interface that you should be seeing. Now Winhance can be used for many things, but the scope of this video is to remove AI apps from Windows 11 or apps that have AI features inside of them. Now let's go through this list together and decide which AI apps we want to remove from Windows 11, and those are basically the ones that I mentioned at the start of this video. The first one I see here is Clipchamp, and Clipchamp is Microsoft's video editor that's also packed with a ton of AI features. Then you've got Copilot, which is the normal Copilot Windows app that you can also see at the bottom of the taskbar here. Next up is Microsoft 365 Copilot, which is a separate Copilot app. If you remember from the start menu earlier, then we've got the Copilot app as well as Microsoft 365 Copilot. Then next up we've got Notepad. Now Notepad has got Copilot integrated right into the application. I'm going to remove that and replace it with another Notepad application later on in this video. And then we've also got Paint, and Paint also has Copilot integrated right into the Paint application. If I scroll all the way to the bottom of this list, we get to arguably the most important one, and this is also one that people seem to miss most of the time. And this is Recall that you can see down here, because Recall is not a Windows app like the ones that you see up here. It's actually a Windows optional feature, but it might be installed and running on your computer if you have a Recall compatible PC. As you can see here, this dot isn't green, meaning it's not installed for me at the moment. But even though it's not installed, I'm still going to select it and uninstall it. And I'll show you why in a moment. Now, so far, I've selected all of the applications that are either outright artificial intelligence in Windows 11 or they have AI integrated into them. Now, you can go ahead and select any of these applications that you want to remove. The scope of this video is AI apps and apps that have AI integrated into them. Now, one thing I haven't selected yet is Microsoft Edge, and I'm going to select it, but I will mention that this is completely optional. If you use Microsoft Edge, then obviously don't uninstall it or don't remove it. And actually everything in this video is optional. I'm not telling you that you must go and do this. I'm just showing you how you can do it if you want to. But with all of these apps selected, I'm going to go ahead and click on uninstall selected items, and it'll then give me a list of all of the items that will be removed. So for me, it's going to be Clipchamp, MS365 Copilot, Paint, Notepad, the official Copilot app, Microsoft Edge, and Recall will be disabled. Now, something very important is this option right here, to save removal scripts to ensure continuous removal. You see, I intentionally built Winhance in such a way that it doesn't just uninstall the apps once, it also gives you the option to save the removal scripts, so it will be continuously removed if any of the items that you don't want on your computer is either reinstalled via a Windows update or manually reinstalled somehow without your knowledge. So I'm going to leave that option selected to save the removal scripts for continuous removal. If you don't want that, then you can just simply uncheck this box. But I'm going to leave it checked and then click on continue. And it's now going to start the removal process. So it's going to do the edge uninstallation, and then all of the other items that we had selected will be removed by the bloat removal process. And while it's busy with this process, let me explain why I had recall selected as part of the uninstallation of these apps, even though it wasn't installed. It's because by saving the continuous removal script, if it will ever be enabled on this computer, the next time I start up Windows, it'll just disable it again via the Winhance continuous removal script. So when you go through this process, you can select all of the apps that you see on the screen here that you never want on your computer, regardless if they're currently installed or not installed. So the removal process has completed. If I open the start menu now and we have a look through this, there's no more Copilot, there's no more Microsoft 365 Copilot, no Clipchamp, no Microsoft Edge whatsoever. None of those AI apps are here anymore. You can also see that Copilot disappeared from the taskbar because it's physically not on the computer anymore. Now, if like me, you uninstalled Microsoft Edge, then you can go over to the external software section in Winhance and you can install any browser of your choice that's available here. I've already got Brave installed, so I'm not going to install that. But with regards to Notepad being removed, an app that I like to use is Notepad++. And if I do a search for Notepad in the external software section, under the development apps, we've got Notepad++. So I'm just going to select that and install it. And now that it's installed, I've got a Notepad replacement, which is much better and doesn't have any AI features baked into it, at least not at the time of this recording. Now, let me just quickly demonstrate the continuous app removal in Winhance. It's important for you to know that if you install any of these apps with Winhance that you previously removed, it will automatically append the continuous removal script and remove that item so that it isn't continuously removed. And what I mean by that is, if I were now to use Winhance and then select the Copilot app and install it with Winhance, it won't be continuously removed from the computer anymore. Because even though Winhance previously removed that item and the continuous removal script knows about it, Winhance is also smart enough to remove that entry and to know that you now want that app because you installed it with Winhance, and it won't continuously remove it anymore. But let's just simulate one of these apps being reinstalled manually or via a Windows update. So what I'm doing now is I'm just reinstalling Copilot onto this computer, but I'm doing it manually so Winhance doesn't know about it. And this is just to simulate and show you what happens when one of these applications gets reinstalled on your computer somehow without Winhance. Okay, so there we go. We've got Copilot installed on the computer again. We can also see it on the taskbar down there, and I've also installed Microsoft 365 Copilot as well. So right now the apps are on the computer. They can be used. Let's say they've just been reinstalled by a Windows update, just as an example. Now let me show you what will happen when you go ahead and restart your computer. So I'm just going to go ahead and restart. And now that it's busy starting up, I want you to take a close look at the taskbar down there and have a look at the Copilot and Microsoft 365 Copilot entries. So we'll count. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 seconds, and they were automatically removed. And keep in mind, it was 15 seconds in this example. It all depends on the startup time of your computer. It might be faster for you or even slower. It just depends on how long it takes for the scheduled task to run the script. So it removes the items that you don't want on your PC. So that's how you can take back control of your computer and remove any of these AI apps in Windows 11, or actually any of the bloatware apps in Windows 11 that you don't want, and keep them off for good. Winhance is completely free and open source. The link is in the description down below. And it does way more than just remove AI bloat from the computer. You've also got a complete optimizations section as well as a customization section. And you can also create custom Windows installation media and auto unattend answer files. If you're new to the channel and you've never heard of it, I highly recommend that you check out the video that's on screen now. It'll give you a full tutorial and walkthrough of the application. And I also just want to give a special shout out to all of my YouTube members. Thanks so much for all of your support. I really appreciate it. And I'll see all of you soon.